My next guest is in the building, a friend of mine, somebody who's been active in this community with youth for many years. He is a Canton McKinley Hall of Famer, I'm pretty sure, like a football Hall of Famer. He has the best story about a young Mike Doss coming up after him. It's my favorite Lester Sanders story. Great father, great husband, great man. Welcome to the show, my man, Mr. Lester Sanders. How you doing today, my man?
I'm good. What's up, Lucas?
What's
Man?
up, man? My man, my
What's
man.
up, man? You good?
I'm great, man. I'm great.
Yeah,
I'm
glad,
great.
glad to be here.
Yeah.
You know, I can say, Mama, I made it.
Right. Tori
Lucas
left.
Live.
Wait, real quick, you guys. Tori is coming back into the studio. She left something. I want to try to get a close up on Tori sneaking in here. She back there. It's okay. She just left her keys. You know, it was. I thought she left her drink. I was like, that must be a fancy drink.
So those are important.
Those are important. You gotta have those. Bye, Tori. Tori's leaving us. All right. So Lester, my man, you've been working with youth a long time. Let's start with your current role. You've done, I mean, I've seen you with a lot of colleges, working in a lot of high schools, doing a lot of things to help with students getting ready for college. So talk to the people about what you have going on now.
Yeah, right now, at the beginning of the school year, I transitioned jobs. I was working at Kent State Stark as a program coordinator for a program called Rising Scholars. It was a pre-college success program. At the end of last school year, my predecessor, Lisa Gissendaner, retired. And so from the Ohio State University's Young Scholars Program. So that opportunity came available. I put my name in a hat for it.
Okay.
And I was blessed to be able to get the position. So this actually concludes my first school year as the program coordinator for the Ohio State University. Can you say OHI?
Oh, let's go. My man, the Ohio State. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a great year. YSP is it's an opportunity for academically talented.
YSP is Young Scholars Program.
Yeah, Young Scholars.
It's been around for a minute.
Yeah, since 1988.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, since 1988.
Okay.
I remember I was in like 5th, 6th grade then.
Right. He was around. I was
Yeah,
around.
I was
right.
around. Yeah,
Now, did you do Young
I was born in the
Scholars?
1900s.
You was born way back in the 1900s, 19 and the hundreds.
Yeah.
Were you in Young Scholars?
I wasn't. I applied. I think I was like a runner-up.
Okay. Now you still mad. Are you getting them now?
Yeah.
OSU Young Scholars. Tiffany
Yeah.
says, "Hey cousin, what's going on,
What's
Tiffany?
up, Tiff?
What's up? What's up? Thank you for being here on
Family.
the show. Make sure you guys share this broadcast. If you haven't shared it already, share it. And if you have shared it already, if you share it again, it'll wake up the people who was asleep when you shared it this morning. So share that broadcast. Let people know. Hit that share button. It's really simple. Just share it to your page. If you're on YouTube, if you hit the share button, you can copy the link and then put it in your group chat, your family, your friends, or something, and say it's a great show on your support. And please make sure you guys are following us at Lucas Live Media on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube page. We're looking to grow our Facebook page to 10,000 followers. I just thought of this the other day. I was like, I don't know, I've never had a goal. We're probably at 6,000. We'd love to grow to 10,000 if you would share. And there's also a way for you to share it with your followers, to ask them to invite them to follow our page. So we'd love for you guys to do that as well. So Young Scholars, OHIO, the OSU Young Scholars Program, been around since 1988. And you were saying you now have a role with Young Scholars.
Yeah, so Young Scholars is like one of the pioneer programs in the nation as far as working with students from urban school districts that's academically talented, first generation, and they demonstrate high financial need. Because the reality is education is important, but education has a cost. And it's a big price tag these days.
Yes.
So there's students that have financial need, academically gifted, and they're pursuing higher education. So the program steps in to be able to provide pre-college success activities and services to help them succeed and get prepared for college.
Right.
It's one thing to have a goal, but the question is, are you prepared? Are you taking the necessary action steps so that when that door of opportunity opens, are you able to maximize that opportunity? Because it's one thing to step in the door, but the question is, can you stay inside the door? And so there's two sides. It's a pre-collegiate side. So we operate in 9 cities, Akron Public, Kent City Schools, Cincinnati Public Schools, Cleveland Metropolitan Schools, Columbus City Schools, Dayton City Schools, Lorraine City Schools, Toledo, and Youngstown. So, you know, within my first year, I'm trying to lock all this information still in my head, you know, with the learning curve and everything. But, you know, we work with it on the pre-collegiate side through we do intense college advising, academic coaching and mentoring. We have some college planning tools to help students make the best choices and decisions as they're getting ready for college, but then also resources. Because when you start talking about financial need, do students have the resources that once they are on campus, do they have the resources to succeed? So that's what we focus on is
That's
how can
good.
we prepare students mentally, emotionally, academically, socially, and help them mature to be ready for this rigor
Yeah.
at this world-class university.
Wow. Now, Lester, you have some thoughts about this. So, before you were working with the Young Scholars Program at the Ohio State University, you've worked for some other universities. You've worked
Yeah.
in some other high school programming and different things. College readiness is like it's something that matters a lot to you.
hmm
Talk to me about why. Talk to me about kind of your college journey, or like
Sure.
what sparked this desire in you.
Yeah. So, being I was born and raised in Canton, Ohio.
Hmm.
Proud product of a
Inner city dude.
inner city.
Because Lester, you are such a like good dude. There's just like this. When
Appreciate it.
you tell me some of the things, like, bruh, like I was in the mix. You know,
Yeah.
like I was right in it all.
Yeah.
But you came out of it and did something
Yeah.
positive. So people don't know that.
Yeah.
But talk to us a little bit.
Yeah.
Inner
Yeah.
city kid.
Yep. So, like I said, born and raised in the inner city, single parent home
Hmm.
by my mom, navigating the obstacles and hurdles that came along with growing up in the 80s and 90s. I always say that I was one of the boys in the hood,
Right, literally.
but I would have been in Trey
You'd
and
have been
Ricky's group.
trained.
I knew Doughboy and all them, but I would have been in Trey and Ricky's group.
You always told me that you'd have been let me out the car.
Yeah.
Like you did the music play, like let
Yeah.
me out, right?
Yeah, like I'll just get those analogies. Like if I was on a ATL, I'd have worked for Swan Cleaning
Right.
Services.
That would have been you. You'd have been
Yeah, but just being able to navigate the disadvantages of being in a single parent home.
hmm
And so when I was looking at what's my life's work while playing football,
hmm
I was blessed to know that that's something that you can't do forever.
Yes.
But I was always tapped into my purpose of what do I want to do to earn a living.
Hmm.
And I always found myself throughout the years like helping people.
Yeah.
And so, when I had to hang up my cleats from playing football, I
Yeah.
had to focus on how I'm gonna earn a living. And so I had majored in criminal justice at Kent State University, where I focused on prevention in the juvenile justice system and positive youth development.
Mm.
And so seeing some of the disadvantages that I had, I'm like, okay, I want to help kids succeed.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about pre-college success, I was blessed that when I was leaving Camp McKinley to go to Kent State, I had like 6 cousins that was in various colleges.
Mm.
And then when I was going to Kent State, my youngest aunt of my mom's siblings was leaving Kent State.
Hmm.
So she was a Delta. And so I had this network of Deltas that's helping me navigate being a student at Kent State. Then I was a walk-on the football team, developed great relationships.
Hmm.
I walked on for a year. I had to hang up my cleats due to the cost. Had to work in the summer. Had 2 knee surgeries. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna just finish my degree. But I developed so many great relationships with people on the football team, especially some of what we call the older heads on campus. I had this network of students who helped me navigate.
Wow.
And being first generation of my parents, you don't know all the directions and the right streets to go when you're navigating a college campus. And so I had people help me. So I'm like, I'm gonna pay it forward. I had people help me, so I gotta help the next generation in my overall work.
I love that. And your work with youth has, I mean, it's been 30,
Yeah,
20, 30, but the years is getting up there that you've been working with youth
yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's getting up there, man. You see these grades
They're gonna
coming in.
be,
I
he
can't
got the
stop them
smooth grades.
from coming in.
I ain't got no
No,
grades.
but
Right.
when I left college, I started off doing case management at child adolescent behavior health.
Hmm.
I worked with a lot of students over probably almost 10 years.
Yeah.
I did a program called the Linkage Coordinator program. Former Governor Ted Strickland had a increase in the graduation rate initiative. I did that like 3 years through McKinley High School.
Hmm.
And then as I was leaving high school, leaving college, working with different organizations, I would just get coaches and then also teachers like, hey, can you talk to this student?
Mm.
Could you talk to my class?
Right.
And then I'm going around doing my work and also talking in classes and stuff. And Dolores Presley put a bug in my ear.
Yeah.
She was like, "Hey, Lester, man, you going around talking. You ever thought about it being a business
Right.
as a consultant firm?" And so she gave me some websites. I took a look at them and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, social work is not the highest paid
Right.
field."
I might want to do
So
something.
I kind of found a groove to do both, but
Yeah.
I call it the professor model,
Yeah.
in the sense of being able to work, be able to provide service, help. I work with a cohort of ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders over a 4-year period to help them, and then I can get out and go do some things.
Yeah.
You
Because
know,
you've been doing it now. Wait, Tiffany said I think she's shouting out the deltas. I don't know if that's what that is.
oh yeah, yeah. That's
So,
that. I don't want to say it. I don't get in
yeah, no, no,
trouble.
no. Yeah,
But
you're right.
you know
I
they
think
all
what it is,
they got these calls.
and if you do the calls and you ain't in there, they jump you,
Yeah,
man. I don't
yeah.
want to get.
So I ain't gonna do the
We're not
call
gonna get
online.
jumped. Shout out to the chat. You guys keep commenting in the chat. We appreciate you guys. Tasha, we see you celebrating in here. Tony Ann said, "Hey, Lester.
What's up,
Uh,
Tony Ann?
College success is about networking." Kim said,
Yep.
"Great point. College success is about networking."
Because academics is like one piece of it.
Yeah.
But then you start talking about being able to network, communication skills.
Yeah.
You talk about leaving your home and
Mm-hmm.
you going to a new place.
Yeah.
That's something that's underestimated.
For sure.
Then when you look at the costs, a lot of people get prepared for the cost, but then there's still living expenses
Mm,
when you are a college student.
right.
So there's a lot of factors that go into a college student. And it don't matter if you the highest performing, college is a challenge, but whether you urban, rural, or suburban, you have to navigate and you need people to help you navigate. Nobody just wakes up knowing what to
What to
do.
do in
And so
college.
just like a bunch of other kids, all kids need coached
Yeah.
to be able to navigate different social systems that they're going to encounter.
That's awesome. Tiana Clayton says he came to Belton and spoke to my students years ago.
Yeah.
The parents
Yeah.
of
What's
students
up,
were
Tiana?
so engaged. Lester, you say some things that I love. I had the chance to, we do content. We've done many things together, and
Hmm.
your philosophy, like you said, something was like almost like college. You could send your kids off to like major in partying and what's your thought on that? Like, what can college become? Because I think it's fascinating that people send their kids off and it's like, no, that could go really bad because it could become what? What are your thoughts on
No, it's like you just can't be focused on earning a living.
that? Mm-hmm.
You got to kind of focus on what is your path. Like when students leave high school, they're gonna do 6 things. They either gonna go to the workforce, they're gonna enlist in the military, they are going to go through possibly like trade program.
Mm-hmm.
Some gonna go to college, some might start a business, and then there's gonna be some that do nothing.
Mm.
So it's about trying to find out what your path is. And I think far too often, too many students or families wait until 11th grade and 12th grade to get prepared. When at
Mm.
the end of the day, you really need to do a level of
Wow.
preparation and exploration in middle school
Mm.
as you exploring what it is that you want to do. Because think about it, the average American works 30 to 35 years. That's a long time to do something that you don't want to do,
Right.
let alone if you on your path and then you got to navigate just the obstacles and hurdles of being an adult. So it's about getting students prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of times students hear most common majors like being a nurse,
Yeah.
healthcare field, lawyer, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But you got a university like the Ohio State University, they got 300 plus majors.
Wow.
So it's like, are you taking time to see with this major that you've never heard of? What are the
Mm.
possibilities that you could tap into based upon your talents, your gifts, and your abilities? And I don't think we put enough time into that across the board because you hear the story of people changing their major 4 and 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And not saying that that is wrong. You always want to pivot if you need to pivot, but are you tapping into what it is that you feel you're here to do? And does it connect with this overall major?
Mm.
And so, do I have a passion? So, my passion was helping people, and I had to narrow it down to teens and young adults.
Right.
And you just got to kind of do the exploration process, take 5 minutes here, 15 minutes here. One day you might do a half hour exploring what it is that you have to offer.
Right.
Because I majored in criminal justice, but I didn't know that at this point in my career, I left Kent State in 2001, but in 2026, almost last 10 years I've been in higher ed.
Right.
I started off as a missions counselor at the University of Mount Union. I did that job well. I think I stewarded it well, and it
Mhm.
opened up the door for me to go to Kent State for 6 years, and now I'm with the Block O.
That's amazing, man. What a journey.
Yeah,
And then your overall philosophy, I think, is so good about parents and readiness and college readiness.
yeah,
I think so many people aren't one, parents aren't often educated. They don't know. Either
yeah,
they've never been to school or it's so long ago.
hmm,
It's like, what is this FAFSA thing? What is this
yeah,
paperwork? And you're looking at kids who are burnt out in high school. We're going to talk about burnout here in just a minute,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, with
Yeah.
Cyrus.
And let me say this, man.
Mhm.
I love what you're doing in the sense of giving people who are actually on the ground doing the work and highlighting what we're all doing in the
Yeah,
community.
thank
Because
you.
at the end of the day, it's enough work when it comes to helping people, and you
Yes.
don't matter the demographic, how young or how old. It's enough work that we need way more people
People, I
to
think
keep doing this work. And you got a lot of people on today that is committed to doing the work
I
and not gonna
appreciate
just
that.
show up only if it's a paycheck. Now
Right.
everybody got to earn a
Right, right,
living,
we gotta earn a living, yeah.
but you
Right.
got people that's gonna
They
show
care.
up
And
that
but then we
care.
all support each other
Yep.
too. And I think
Yep.
that like my sister Zoya was talking about you and Cyrus and the connections between
Hmm.
everybody. It's like if we all support each other, it does take a village.
Yeah.
But I think oftentimes the village is disconnected. They don't know where to plug in. They don't know
Hmm.
how to help, or they're so lost in their own issues that they don't know how to get out there and get involved. And I
True.
think college is another one of those things where it is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like my daughter's in college now. It's expensive. Like
Yeah.
even just little stuff. Like I mean, it's just cost for
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
right? And even little things like I need to get my hair retwisted.
Right.
Well, it's like she hit me up for $50 to get her hair
Yeah.
retwisted.
Yeah. You away from home. Who gonna do? I had the person at home to do my hair. Now I got to do it.
Down
Find
there.
somebody on campus.
And what's that cost? And what's that
So,
like?
like, I give an analogy. I think YSP and other programs, when we talk about
Mhm.
preparing kids for go to college, YSP Young Scholars Program is like a Waze app
Mm.
for first generation college students.
Wow.
I mean, we use navigation apps to get where you're going, and on
Mhm.
average, you use a navigation app to get to somewhere that you haven't been before, that you
Right.
don't know the directions.
Right.
And so I think we got to pause in our community. We look at all this tech that we have all these innovations, but at the end of the day, you can't get around kids being developed and raised. And that's
Yes.
no matter if you urban, rural, or suburban.
Right.
I have a heart, especially for inner city urban students, but at the end of the day, um, what's it? He said, these are all our children. Will either benefit or pay for what they become. I think it was Baldwin.
Mm.
So it's
Right.
like we
Will
gotta
either
make
benefit from what they become
we
because they become good members of society,
yeah.
or will pay for it because they don't.
Yep, yep. And so it's like we gotta be able to give them turn by turn directions
Yeah.
to help them on their path.
Yes.
Because as we use navigation apps, it might be a pothole in the road or a
Right.
bridge is out. They
Right.
got to figure out how to do the
Get
twists
you
and
around
turns.
it. Right.
And so that's what YSP focuses on. And that's pretty much what I've been. Why I may have a program coordinator or through my own speaking company, I'm a student athlete communicator. But I'm at the heart of it, I'm a life skills educator.
I love
So
that.
it doesn't matter if it's one on one in a classroom or on a big stage.
Yeah.
We got to help students navigate this thing called life. And we
Yeah.
can't be so busy and caught up in technology because at the end of the day, there's some things that AI can't do
That's true.
when it comes to student development and helping them find out what their path is.
Right. I love that. All right. Continuing. I don't know. I mean, I guess our conversations go fast just because, but continuing down this road, talk to us more about YSP parents out there who are thinking they have kids or grandkids,
Yeah,
nieces or nephews, and they're thinking, I've heard of it my whole life, but I have no idea how to do it. I'd love for my child to go to
sure,
Ohio State University,
sure.
but I don't know if our need is big enough, if they're special enough, if they're whatever. Talk to us a little more about the program and then how do people even apply?
Yeah, so students enroll in eighth grade. So I just enrolled a class of 14. We can pick up to 15 students a year.
Mm-hmm.
So program eligibility, they got to reside in one of those school districts that I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
They got to qualify as first generation, simply meaning your biological parent did not earn a 4-year degree.
Okay.
So that's one of the criteria. And so they apply eighth grade, go into ninth grade. They got to have a minimum unweighted 3.3 GPA or 3.5 GPA or above.
Mm-hmm.
And so they apply, they go through an application process, they have some essays they got to do. And then they go through if they're selected to a interview, they go through an interview process. We had a great interview team of different people from the community.
Awesome.
And so it's just a matter of just applying.
Yeah.
So first generation, then you got to have some form of of express financial need.
Love that.
Yeah, but it's just a matter of doing the research. The website is ugeducation.osu.edu. You go on there,
UG
yeah,
education.
UG Education, undergraduate education
Mm-hmm.
dot so ugeducation.osu.edu, and they just click on the Young Scholars tab and they can see all the different things, see if they qualify.
Right.
You know, you mentioned earlier that college is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's a couple things families and students can do to decrease the cost of college. You know, one of them is to develop their academic skills early as possible so that they can get their skills high enough, because whether it's for college entrance or trying to earn scholarship, you got to have certain GPAs. Then you have entrance exams.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do well and develop your skills, you can cut out the cost of college when you start by not taking remedial classes.
That's a good point.
How do I know? My first two semesters, I was full of all these remedial
That
classes in
costs way
college because
more. You could have done them in high school. You
I
could have
bombed the
passed
entrance
them.
exam,
Right.
and so I'm pretty much
Wasting
repeating college my
money.
first year.
That's a good point.
Families and students can take advantage of College Credit Plus. They call it CCP.
Mm-hmm.
That's dual credit courses while in
My
high
daughter's
school.
doing that now. And a lot of high schools have it.
Yeah,
McKinley has it.
yeah.
But they're like Hoover.
So
My
so
daughter's
dual
doing it at
credit.
Hoover. It happens other
Yeah,
places.
dual credit. That's
It's not
statewide in
right.
Ohio.
It's not just
It's not
early
just
college at McKinley.
yeah.
It exists in a lot of
Yep.
places.
So that's dual
Yeah.
credit courses that all school districts can take advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got early college high schools, and then you got programs like YSP Young Scholars Program or Kent State's Rising Scholars Program,
Yeah.
that they can have a pathway to go to college to cut the overall cost.
Love
Then
that.
you take a look at they can go to community colleges to save money. Those that may not participate in a program like this,
Right.
like Stark State, and then you got regional campus offices like Kent State Stark or like
Right.
Ohio State Mansfield campus. So there's various ways to cut the cost. You just got to do the homework,
Yeah.
talking to your counselors and figuring out what is your path, and if they feel college is for them, then they can begin the preparation process.
I love it.
You
I
can
love
never
it.
do too much to prepare.
I love it. One more question was asked in the chat as we get ready to transition. Gail Danzy asked, "What school districts are involved in YS Young Scholars Program P?" And you said them earlier.
YSP, yeah.
But one more time, just so people out there who are curious.
Yeah, so it's the 9 largest urban school districts in the state of Ohio. It's Akron Public, Kent City Schools, Cincinnati Public Schools, Cleveland Metropolitan Schools, Columbus City Schools, Dayton Public Schools, Lorraine City Schools, Toledo Public Schools, and Youngstown City Schools.
Love that. So anybody in any of those school districts can apply for the Young Scholars Program. Anybody who's interested in information, I know Lester is somebody who helps people prepare for college, or you just have a question or a thought, or your kid or your grandchild or whoever is trying to figure out how to navigate it.
Yep.
It's while this is your day job now and you do this, you've been helping young people get ready for college for a long time.
Way before I started working in higher ed, just trying to help kids navigate.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate the information. Any last things that people should know?
Yeah, 3 thoughts I want to end with. I want young people to know, while being raised in a single parent home, I'm a Stark Metropolitan alumni. So I could go through all the different Stark Metropolitan
Yes.
buildings. Just know that them, or if you didn't have that experience, but for anyone, it's the universal principle that your start in life has nothing to do with how you finish.
Love
You
that.
you make choices and decisions to know where you want your life to go.
Right.
I want young people to know that life's adversity can be either overcome or it can be managed. It's 2 forms of adversity. There's adversity that you can overcome and adversity that you may have to manage. And then we all have the ability to create our own luck. Urban poet Sean Carter said, "Luck. Some people say I'm the luckiest man on the planet. I like to think I stay ready. A wise man once told me that luck is not a mystical energy dancing around a universe randomly bestowing people with satisfaction and joy. He said, no, you create your own luck. We got the ability to create our luck. So if y'all don't know who Sean Carter is, that's Jay-Z.
AKA Jay-Z. Lester, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for all your help.
Man.
Personally, thank you for all your help with the business. Thank you for all your help. And thank you for being a role model that you are to so many young people in our community. So many people show so much love in the chat. He'll come back and comment back to all of y'all who said what's up. Thank you again for being here.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Appreciate